C'est historique. La torture systématique sous le régime d'Assad en Syrie est devant la justice allemande, à Coblence. Notre correspondante, Hannah El-Hitami, nous en parle.
The prime suspect in this trial is Anwar Raslan, a former head of investigations at a secret service branch in Damascus. And he's charged with 4,000 cases of torture, 58 killings, and 2 cases of sexual assault. Accused with him is a lower-ranking security officer. Since April, in this courtroom behind me, witnesses have talked about overcrowded underground prison cells that smell of blood and mold. And they have described disease, malnutrition, and torture. One Secret Service insider talked about mass graves where thousands of bodies were buried each week. And that witness really took us to the core of the Syrian death machine. Since the beginning of the Syrian uprising in 2011, around 100,000 people have disappeared, most of them arbitrarily detained. And according to Amnesty International reports, the Syrian regime has been responsible for mass executions and torture. Anwar Raslan arrived in Germany in 2014 as one of 700,000 Syrian refugees. And he triggered the investigations against him by talking too openly about his past to the German authorities. The trial in Coblence is based on the principle of universal jurisdiction, which allows German authorities to prosecute the gravest crimes, even with no direct link to Germany. Syria is not a member of the International Criminal Court, ICC, and a UN Security Council referral to the ICC has been vetoed by Russia. So right now, national justice systems are the only way to bring perpetrators to justice. And it is not just one trial, but a multiplicity that are coming up in Europe, with a whole web of actors involved. There are evidence gatherers, such as Syrian NGOs, the United Nations International Impartial and Independent Mechanism, IIIM, and the Commission for International Justice and Accountability, CIJA, an international NGO. Coordinating agencies include Europol and the EU Genocide Network. And in many countries, specialized judicial and investigative teams are building cases. Luna Watfa is a Syrian journalist and herself a former detainee of the state security branch, where Raslan worked as head of investigations. She left Syria in 2015 and is now living in Coblence, where she has been in the courtroom following the trial since day one.
I think that this trial means for a lot of Syrians as the only hope it left. We didn't have any justice in Syria during the whole 9 years in our revolution. We had a lot of things like death, like bombing, like detentions, fleeing, but we didn't have justice. We can see that some of victims coming here and they are able to give their testimonies here. And this is really important because that happened for the first time now. After that, I think it's only one step for another trials and another justice for other victims, Syrian victims, who will come to other trials and make the same things.
Anwar Raslan is just a small cog in a large machine. But the trial against him exposes a system of state torture in Syria. And it can serve as a model for all those working behind the scenes in Europe to bring the Assad regime to trial, while waiting for justice to be done within Syria.